This is Henares making your day with part 2 of an article I wrote in the mating game, The Call of the Wild, Wet, and Wonderful. Aha. The perpetuation of the race of any species begins with a mating call, the call of the wild and wet and wonderful. This message is only heard within the same species and no other. So writes James Shreve in an article published in September 1995 entitled The Neanderthal Peace, which we accept. Quote, "It may be a chemical sent out by the eggs of the brown alga Ascophilium nodosum, for example, which attracts the sperm of A. nodosum and no other. It may be the color, perfume, and nectar of a flower attracting insects of the pollen from the stamen to the pistil. Only the vaginal smell like that of a bitch in heat, which attracts all male dogs in the vicinity, but not tomcats or teenagers. Girls and boys of the human race recognize visual signs that call for the wild and wet and wonderful, leading to perpetuation of the species, but only of human beings. A female of one species might hear the song of a male of another species," explains Judith Masters of the University of Witwatersrand. But she won't make any response. There is no need to talk about what prevents her from mating with that male. She just doesn't see what it's all about. More about this after these messages. This is Henares making your day with part 2 of an article I wrote in the mating game, The Call of the Wild, Wet, and Wonderful. Adaptations to the local habitat may influence the evolution of the species, but not as much as any change in the mate recognition system. A sparrow born of a slightly too short beak may or may not be able to feed its young, as well as another with an average-sized beak. But if he can attract a mate, his kind may yet survive. But a sparrow who sings an unfamiliar song will not attract a mate, and is not going to have any young at all. He will be plucked from the gene pool of the next generation, leaving no evolutionary trace of his idiosyncratic serenade. The same, of course, for any sparrow hen who fail to respond to potential mates by singing the correct tune. The only time a species mate recognition system will change is when something drastically happens, Master says. For such a drama to unfold, a population must be geographically isolated from its parents. If the population is small enough and the habitat radically different from what it was previously, even the powerful evolutionary inertia of mate recognition system may be overcome. This change in reproduction may be accompanied by new adaptations to the environment, or it may not. Either way, the only shift that marks the birth of a new species is one affecting the recognition of mates. Once the recognition threshold is crossed, there is no going back. Even if individuals from the new population and the old population come to live in the same region again, let's say in a well-trafficked corridor of fertile land linking their two contiguous ranges, they will no longer view each other as potential mates. And James Shreve theorizes that is the reason why the Neanderthal man and the Cro-Magnon man, two radically different types of humans thought to be following each other in sequence of revolution, were surprisingly found to exist side by side in Spain for perhaps 50,000 years. And for all those thousands of years, the two apparently had nothing to do with each other. No sexual intercourse, no common call for wet, wild, and wonderful. This is Henares making your day, saying good day, God bless you. Thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, hasta la bye-bye.